Recent blowover, the Miss Budweiser. People are wondering what exactly is a blowover, and we're wondering if you could explain to us what occurs during a blowover, and is this something that's relatively new? Can we attribute this to the new designs? What exactly is a blowover?
Well, first of all, Steve, a blowover is when the aerodynamic forces working on the hydroplane exceed the weight of the boat, number one. In other words, the boat becomes weightless, and the point at which the aerodynamic consideration does its lifting is ahead of the center of balance of the boat. So the boat begins to pitch up. And when it does pitch up, then the lift goes way up, and there's no way to get it down, and they blow on over. That's a typical blowover, or the classic case of a blowover. They are not new things to occur. The Slow-Mo 5 blew over right here in Seattle in 1951. I would like to say that it did so because of a number of changes that were made to the boat, and those changes hurt its stability, and therefore it blew over. But this is not a new thing. Limited hydroplanes, the smaller boats, have been blowing over, unfortunately, for many years.
There are a number of things that we can do with designs. For instance, when you brought in the vertical stabilizer, the horizontal stabilizer, that is actually a trimming device to help keep the boat from blowing over. Am I correct there?
That's true. There were no devices like that at one time, and we were assured at that time that they would help the boat in its stability. And certainly they have. Perhaps other boats would have blown over before this had they not had horizontal stabilizers. We need to have more horizontal stabilizer area so that the boat cannot overpower the area that's back there.
Ron, let's talk for a moment about driver safety. I know that for the last few years, and one of those years I worked for you, that you were very concerned and considering building an entirely enclosed capsule. I wonder if you could shed some light on that for us in the event of driver safety.
I'll be happy to. Steve, if you remember, one time I sat you in a little boat and I said, what if I gave you just the steering wheel and the instrument panel and the foot pedals and a seat, but I took away from you the cowling, the windshield, the backrest, the padding, and you sat here on a seat with just the deck and no other protection? Would you drive the boat quickly?
And I remember my reaction. I told you I wouldn't even sit in it.
So because we do have this little windshield and this cowling and some of the upholstery that's around us, we suddenly get a sense of security, which basically is false security. This is made of fiberglass, and it's an airflow device. It begins the flow of air correctly over you and around the engine. But structurally, it's not that strong. Therefore, what we need to give you is a capsule or an egg or a shell or a compartment, whatever we wish to call it, that structurally is virtually crush-proof. And it could start right at the nose where this cowling begins right now, and we're panning to it to where we can see there. If it came from there and rose gradually to a line that would follow along higher and higher and be up to the height of the windshield here, and then to the height of your head here, and completely surround you with a structure that would virtually not break. And those kinds of structures are available. We have technology that will allow us to build that. And then you personally would be in a well-padded, semi-reclining couch-like affair with a lot of upholstery and padding around you, and the type of harnesses that are used in Indianapolis racing, to where you're an integral part of this unit. And if we should have a blowover, and the boat would pitch up and land upside down, this capsule then would protect you, and you wouldn't come out of it or be half out and half in and have something fall on you, and you wouldn't be slapped into the water. You'd be protected by the surrounding structure.
Now, would it be more desirable for the capsule to stay with the vehicle, or would you suppose that the driver might be safer if the entire envelope we're talking about was to exit the boat?
Well, if the boat completely disintegrates, it's my feeling that the capsule will be the only thing left, and the boat would crumble up around the capsule. In an effort to try, we have made an effort to design a capsule that might eject away from the boat. But I think that, again, we're into a time frame problem. Which way does the driver eject himself?
Yes.
Is the boat upside down? Is he going to eject the thing downward or back up, or which way is it going to happen? I think that maybe that presents a majority of problems that can't be overcome.
Is it cost prohibitive?
Well, the development is cost prohibitive, but I think when you look at the amount of money that's spent in this pit area and you consider the value of a human life, which how can we value that?
Right.
And I value this one here, and I think that we should do something about it, whether it costs a lot or not.
Thank you, Ron.